advice, but completely useless. Because our human brain is wired to do exactly that. Especially in India as a society, we grow up being critiqued for our skin, our weight, our height, our hair, literally everything from the day we are born. And a lot of us, especially me, we tend to go the exact opposite way. I don't know ये rebellion है, ये क्या है. I grew up thinking कि अगर मैं अपने मेकअप पे, अपने बालों पे ज़्यादा फोकस करूँ, so I will be considered a shallow person or someone who's not good at studies or is not focusing on her life. And vanity और aesthetics के लिए ही लोग अपने आप को groom करते हैं. That's what I used to think. And tell me in the comments below if you were also someone like that. And it took me years to figure this out, that grooming isn't to look attractive or to look beautiful. It is about sending a signal. And whether you're sending that signal intentionally or not, people are still picking up on that. In fact, a research study in Princeton also suggested that people judge you in the first 100 milliseconds of seeing you. And that's faster than you can blink your eyes. And what you might think people are judging you on, like your ideas or your work, people say that should speak for itself. Babe, let me burst that bubble, because your brain gets to that decision much after it's already judged you on the way you look. And these 6 habits helped me decide what signal I want to send, and let me tell you what happened when I finally started doing that. So this was around the time when I just started my content journey, and I think COVID भी चल रहा था उस समय, and I had one of my first brand meetings where I was able to lock a campaign. A brand reached out to me to work on a campaign, and I was so excited about it. I obviously had great ideas. I prepared a whole pitch with my suggestions, ideas. I was like really excited. Now, the only mistake or like the hiccup that I did was that because I thought COVID है, सब work from home कर रहे हैं, I showed up in a bun. I did not put makeup on. And I'm not saying it's important to put makeup, but I wasn't really put together. It really seemed like I was just sitting and chilling at home when I joined the meeting. I had some great ideas. I'm going to sort of emphasize on that, but I wasn't able to lock that deal. Now, cut to a year later, a new brand in the same space decided to, sort of get in touch with me for a campaign. I pitched the same ideas to them, but this time the only change that I made was I had learned how to put myself together. I had learned how to groom myself, and they loved my ideas and wanted to lock me immediately for that campaign. And here's what the uncomfortable truth is. I did not suddenly become smarter or more creative on paper. I just changed how I looked visibly. Now, in psychology, this reminds me of something called the halo effect, where someone looks at something visible on you. It could be well-groomed hair, or it could be like well-groomed nails, and assumes that invisible traits like being disciplined or being creative or being professional are also true for you, and the reverse is also same. So with my first meeting where my hair was in a bun, I was probably wearing a very casual t-shirt, it indicated to them that maybe I will not be able to deliver the ideas that I'm pitching to them. So 6 habits, and here's what they are. Okay, the first habit has to be skincare, which is a non-negotiable. Now, I'm not saying have a 10-step routine or buy very expensive products. All I'm saying is be consistent with your skincare. Make sure that you're cleansing your face before you go to bed and applying sunscreen every morning, even if you're not stepping outdoors. Because when your skin looks consistent and cared for, कि ऐसा लगना चाहिए कि आप अपनी skin की care करते हो. I'm not saying you need to have perfect skin. I mean, मैं कौन ही होती हूँ बोलने के लिए, because I have had adult acne, I have had teenager acne, I have had acne throughout my life, but no one can tell me that I did not take care to fix it. And that's all I'm saying. You don't need to have perfect skin. You just need to look like you take care of yourself, because that is the signal you want to send to others. And in the beginning also मैंने आपको halo effect के बारे में बताया. Attribute transfer भी वही चीज़ होती है. जब कोई आपको देखेगा, they can identify कि you take care of yourself, and that's a signal to them that tells them कि you might be a disciplined person, you might be organized, you might be someone who follows through with what they want to do. And honestly, they're not really looking at your skin, they are unconsciously figuring out how you operate. And the next habit is all about hair. Now, Yale ने एक study की थी जिसमें it was concluded that women with groomed hair, not perfect hair, not great hair, but groomed hair, were consistently rated more professional and more confident. Again, शुरू में मैं अपने बाल धोती थी and I would just let them air dry and just let it be, and whatever my hair feels like doing, it would just do that. Now the change or the habit that I made was not that I'm doing a blowout every single day, but every day I'm making a decision to make my hair a certain way. If my hair is having a bad day, I will make that decision to wear a cap. or make my hair very like slick back and in a bun or in a pony, so that it indicates to other people that I took a decision and I chose to do this with my hair. People are not noticing if you have straight hair or curly hair or long hair or short hair. They are noticing the decision you've made with your hair, and that intention translates as confidence. And honestly, I would choose confident over pretty any day. Just a quick pause here. If you're new here, hi, I'm Ishita and I make fashion, styling, grooming related videos. And if you like watching the video so far, please do hit that like, share and subscribe button. It would mean a lot to me and it's completely free. And also tell me in the comments, what is that one grooming habit that you find very difficult to stick to? Mine, I think, has to be maybe my nails, but you guys tell me in the comments down below. Okay, little story time before I move on to the next habit. I have a friend, let's call her Meera. Now, she is great at sales. She works with one of the top marketing agencies in India, and her marketing pitches, she always closes them and is always making insane sales. So now that I have my own brand, Slasho, which is a footwear brand, check it out in case you guys haven't, I obviously naturally asked her for some tips. And you won't believe what she told me. Her perfume. And I was confused and it made no sense to me for the longest time, but I finally figured it out. Now, smell is the only sense that directly connects to the part of your brain that handles emotion and memory. Which is why every time you smell something, it takes you back to some memory. For example, जब बारिश होती है वो मिट्टी की smell आपको अपने बचपन की याद दिलाती है. अगर आप कोई कैफ़े एंटर करते हो, इफ़ यू आर अ रेगुलर एट अ कैफ़े एंड यू नो दैट स्मेल, और वो कॉफ़ी की स्मेल अगर आपको कहीं और भी मिले, यू विल डायरेक्टली कनेक्टेड टू दैट कैफ़े. घर के खाने की स्मेल, all of these little things have one thing in common, and which is the smell. And my friend, her clients associated her fragrance and her perfume to trust and reliability. So eventually, over the span of like 3-4 years, all her customers became accustomed to that smell. So it was easy for her to close her pitches. And I kind of started building that habit. And funnily enough, जब मैं सरोजनी नगर में अपना एक haul video बना रही थी, in case you haven't seen it, I'm going to link it somewhere here. A friend of mine texted me like when I was shooting, and she was like, "Are you here at Sarojini Nagar? Because I think I just smelled your perfume." And I realized it's such a major difference. So I highly recommend that pick a signature fragrance for yourself and wear it again and again so people recognize that with your personality. Another habit that I religiously stick to is oral hygiene, and it is an uncomfortable topic to talk about. Although there is a documented research where oral hygiene is linked directly to how you're perceived. Not because bad breath makes you look stupid, but because it is a signal of self-awareness. अगर आप खुद सेल्फ अवेयर नहीं हो कि आपकी बैड ब्रेथ है, obviously the other person sitting across to you is going to judge you for that and is going to assume that you don't take care of yourself. And I totally get why this is such an uncomfortable conversation, because अगर मेरी close friends या मेरी siblings, भाई बहन में से किसी की बैड ब्रेथ है, मैं खुद थोड़ा हिचकिचाती हूँ बोलने में, because that is something that you should be self-aware about. I am constantly checking myself for bad breath. It's always good to have mint or gum handy, especially when you are meeting people or traveling. I mean, this is a quick fix, but make sure that you are brushing twice a day, in the morning and in the evenings before bed. I also use a water flosser, because a lot of times the food gets stuck in your teeth. You don't even realize very tiny particles आपके tooth में fix हो जाते हैं. That causes decays, bad breath and cavities eventually. So what you need to do is get yourself a water flosser. I use a Perfora one, very comfortable and very easy to use. Then you can also try oil pulling. I haven't done it, but my sister swears by it. Just for 2 minutes, you know, when you're doom scrolling on Instagram, just do a little bit of oil pulling. And the most important thing, get yourself a tongue cleaner or a tongue scraper. You get plastic ones, metallic ones, जो भी comfortable लगता है आप वो लो. And that is when you'll stop constantly being scared of, oh shit, I hope my breath is not smelling bad, or that confidence will come through if you are already sure and self-aware कि आपकी oral hygiene is a 10 on 10. Next habit is to take care of your nails. You know that your nails are constantly in straight vision. Even when I'm talking, you can see my nails. Now, I'm not saying, in fact, I don't even have gel nails right now. All I'm saying is that they need to be clean, shaped, and they shouldn't be dirty or chipped nail paint shouldn't be there. Either don't put nail paint at all, and that is also perfectly fine. They should just be well manicured and well groomed. This isn't something that people will look and think that, oh wow, she keeps her nails so tidy, she's so confident, she's so attractive. No, this is going to signal that you take that little bit of time out of your life, out of your routine, to take care of something so tiny. And this comes in handy when someone's trying to assess your credibility. They will not really notice your nails, but they will notice that you made that decision to take care of them. And the last habit is maintaining good posture. Always remember that it's the last thing that you put on when you leave your house and the first thing that people notice when you enter a room. So always keep your shoulders back and down, not tensed up like this or not hunched like this. We are not doing that here. We are being confident, chest out, butt out, and entering a room like we own it. And if you start taking care of this habit, within weeks you will see a change. And what will shift is just not how you look, but also how people will start perceiving you, because they know they can't bullshit around you anymore. And here's what actually made me rewire my brain to inculcate these habits in my daily life. I read up a lot about researchers and psychologists talking about how people who are groomed and well put together are always rated higher in their intelligence, in their smartness, in their confidence. And when you keep yourself groomed consistently and show up well put together, it sends a signal. And this kind of blew my mind, because I grew up thinking that, if you put too much effort and spend too much time on how you look, outwardly, you are not intelligent, you are shallow, people are not going to take you seriously. But obviously, with the exposure that I have now, that changed for me. And grooming is a way of communication. It's how you communicate without really talking to people. The skincare isn't about clear skin, it's about showing discipline. The fragrance that you wear or the perfume that you carry with you is an indicator of your identity that people take away with them. And your posture isn't about standing tall or height, it's about taking space in a room where you totally deserve that. And you're already sending a signal whether you make an effort or not. If you're showing up with undone hair or messy hair or chipped off nails, that is a signal, that is a decision you are choosing to make. So why not make a decision that sends a signal that creates an identity for yourself, that people look at you and think you're a confident, well-groomed woman. These 6 habits that I mentioned are very small, and they're going to take you less than 5 minutes every single day. I'm not asking you to become someone completely different. It's not going to turn you into someone else's identity. It's just going to make you a better person, because you are going to make an impression either way. So might as well choose what that impression is, right?